Laura Weintraub. She hadn't quite delivered all year, but look for her today to really step up and be able to provide some punch for Nevada Hot Dice.
7-5, the Hot Dice. Florida Sundogs need to get on track, and seemingly whenever they do, they give the jammer element to the fastest girl in the WSL, Debbie Rice, and she takes a double whip led by Denise Loden, and Rice very quickly pitches up in this jamming for the Nevada Hot Dice, and Mindy Smith out of North Carolina, 5'4", 117. Oh, look at Debbie Rice. Sits right down on her. Looks like she may have pulled a groin. Very bad, either that or a hand. Debbie Rice definitely hurt herself on that move. Very upset. What a key injury this could be for the Florida Sundogs.
Yeah, she's holding her wrist, Ken. That could be very bad news. These Sundog women beating in battered. They can't afford to lose Debbie Rice with a bad wrist.
Mindy Smith now closing on the pack, but laying in wait the quarterback of the Sundogs, Denise Loden. It's certainly nice to see Denise back skating with the women. Last game she was skating with the men. And a Texas Bulldog, oh, taking a page out of Mark D'Amato's book. Denise Loden, I don't know, this relationship with Sean Atkinson, we've never seen that out of Loden before.
Hey, she's going to take a nice little trip to the penalty box, but two really bad developments for the Florida Sundogs, Ken. Debbie Rice looks like she might have injured herself. She's being attended to on the infield, and of course, Denise Loden going into the penalty box. These guys really better step up.
Certainly a tough jam for the Sundogs. Denise Loden, a one-jam penalty, so they're skating short-handed, and the Hot Dice add one more to their score. It's 8-5 Nevada. Now breaking out. This is Lindsey Francis for the Sundogs going against Faye Brown. 5'10", 150 out of North Carolina. Brown, no question, the bigger, the physical skater. And the Sundogs in dire straits. They were short-handed. Gina Lombardo far from full strength. Now it looks like the trainer's still working on the wrist of Debbie Smith. Debbie Rice, rather, certainly hope that isn't broken. What a horrible break that would be. Now Laura Weintraub in the heartbreaker. Kim Hart forming a double block. Francis trying to go by. So far having no legs. Now Francis, smart move, giving the elbow to Shea Brown to drop her back. Now it's Andrea Franklin coming back, trying to break the double block. She does exactly that, takes down both of the Hot Dice, allowing Lindsey Francis to go by and pick up 3 big points for the Sundogs.
But the big news right now for the Florida Sundogs, Ken, is that Debbie Rice may be much more injured than we thought earlier. They're taking her away, and it looks like her injury might be a lot worse.
The worst possible news for the Sundogs. They're already without Posse and Suzanne, Celine, Gina Lombardo, nowhere near full strength now. Their best fastest skater, Debbie Rice, out with a possible broken wrist. What do? They turn to Denise Loden, and she puts on the jamming helmet. We have said so many times, as Denise Loden goes, so go the Sundogs. It's all squarely on her shoulders, being pursued by Mindy Smith. We're all tied up at 8 apiece, but now let's see what Loden does with a double block. She goes right around it and cuts off the jam. You've got to think her strategy. They're now going to have to try and keep this low scoring.
Well, it might be low scoring, but right now let's go look at RollerJam.
I'm Sean Corbin, head official of the WSL. This game is fast and furious. If you blink, you might just miss something.
Now let's see if you can tell how many points are scored on this game. So how many points did you see? Wrong. Martin passes Atkinson for 1. Then passes Santiago for a 2nd. Next, he passes Montgomery and Slopey for 2 more. Then, Tom Smith passes Montgomery and Atkinson for an additional 2. That's 6 points, Sundogs. That's the way I saw it, so that's the way it is. Now you know the rule.
Welcome back. It's a close one. In the immortal words of Charles Dickens, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times for the Sundogs. They are ahead, but Debbie Rice has broken her wrist in at least 2, if not 3 places. She is out indefinitely, maybe out for the season. What that means, the Florida Sundog women have no substitutions. They are going to have to Iron Man it out in period number 3. Hawks for Florida, I don't think it can get any worse.
Well, for Florida, I don't know what Charles Dickens, if he ever had a Sundog uniform on, but Debbie Rice does. I don't care what he said. She said, ouch right there, Ken. These guys are down. They were down to begin with. Now it's going to get even uglier. And the starting lineup first for the Florida Sundogs will be Mike Tanner, Sam Martin, Bill Barker, Tom Smith, and Sean Marshall. And for the Nevada Hot Dice, it's Vinny Mormondo, Micah Martin, Mark Weber, Randy Garrett, and the KG veteran, Richard Brown.
We can't help but keep our eye on number 39 for the White, Richard Brown, and certainly number 12 for the Sundogs, Bill Barker. The two going at it already at the back of the pack. They were traded for one another. But I'll tell you, the Sundogs, David Glennie out with a concussion. Poppy and Suzanne Chalene are just gone. Debbie Rice, potential broken wrist, could be out for the year. What more could go wrong for the Florida Sundogs? That's right there. Micah Martin sends his brother Sam, the only other really good skater all the way through. The two brothers right in front of us now battling it out, wearing jammering helmets. Brown takes down Bill Barker, and there seems to be bodies strewn all over the track. And finally, the referees call this jam off. We'll take a look at the scoring. 1 point for the Nevada Hot Dice. But I'll tell you, Hawk, things are going from bad to worse for the Dogs.
And although you like to have a little bit of romance involved in respect to what the Sundogs did, not to add people to their lineup, now that things are getting rough out here, you wonder if it was really a good decision.
10-9 Florida Sundogs clinging to a 1-point lead, but boy, things are going tough for the Dogs.
Well, and Richard Brown, the KG veteran, we say a lot about him in the bad sense, but there's one thing he knows, is how to take advantage of the other team's weaknesses, and these Sundogs are a beaten team, and little Richard Brown has instructed his Hot Dice definitely to play physical.
Christian Salvia now out in the lead jammer, being pursued by Jonathan
there's the
Marshall.
love machine, Ken.
And here comes P.J. Rossi closing in. Now Richard Brown and the Hot Dice try out Bill Barker, two of the Sundogs. The strategy of the Hot Dice to play it very physical, and they put 4 more points on the board.
Well, in the frustration in the face of Bill Barker, he was the one who might have been behind this show of solidarity for the Chalese not wanting to put extra folks into the lineup. And little Richard Brown goes right after Bill Barker. We remember little Richard Brown was tossed out of here, out of the World Skating League for injuring J.R. Wider, the New York Enforcers. He's about to do the same to Bill Barker as he sits in the penalty box. The face of little Richard Brown says it all. These Nevada Hot Dice are taking him to lead, Ken.